All right, well, I think we'll make a start because it is 3 minutes past 12. We're just going to do an all-round practice today, try to explore moving in different ways. Any injuries, please be mindful, be careful, come out of any of these poses at any time if you're in any discomfort or pain. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by coming onto our backs with the soles of the feet together and the knees out wide. So if this is uncomfortable, then just bring the feet flat and you can have the knees towards each other. You bring the hands on the belly and we're going to close down the eyes and soften the face. And we're going to come into the breath. I want you to sigh out the first few exhales. As you breathe in, just feel that space in the ribs. Feel that nice big breath, creating that expansion in the ribs. As you breathe out, gently drawing back to the midline. You can maybe take the hands around the back of the ribs as well, and really feel that breath in the back of the body too. Just slowly bring your awareness to the hips and the pelvis, and maybe take a little rock from side to side. Just slowly coming back to stillness. And moving your awareness to the chest and the shoulders now. As you inhale, feel that chest rise and lift. Exhale, draw it down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Just notice how you're feeling today. Just be mindful of any pains or aches you may be experiencing. Just remembering to be kind to your body. And just take a couple more breaths here. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly draw the knees in towards each other. Just take your time and just bring each knee into the chest. And give yourself a nice little hug and a gentle rock from side to side. You might feel it's quite nice in the lower back. Just be careful not to lift off too much. Just slowly bring the feet back to the mat. And we're going to inhale as we lift the hips up and take the arms up overhead, coming into our bridge pose. So keep the neck nice and neutral. And as you exhale, lower the hips, lower the arms. Take 2 more with your own breath. And remember to keep it nice and strong in the pelvis, breathing through the upper back and the thoracic spine, the shoulders as well. And we're all going to meet back with the hips down and the arms down. And we're going to stick with bridge pose for a little bit longer. So I want you to inhale as you lift the hips up. Just keep the arms by the side. And as you inhale, take that left leg in the air if it's available. Try to keep that lift. Bend the left knee, bring it in towards the chest. We're going to inhale to lift. Bring it back into the chest one more time. We're going to slowly lift to straighten it and gently bend that left knee and bring that left foot to the mat as you slowly lower the hips. So just take a few moments to notice how the body's feeling. And we're going to inhale as we lift the hips up again. And this time we're going to take that right leg in the air. See if you can keep that lift, engage the core. Slowly draw that right knee into the chest. Let's lift it out straight. Draw it in one more time. And we're going to lift it out straight. Slowly bend that right knee. Bring that right foot to the mat as you gently lower the hips. And just take a couple of breaths out. And we're going to inhale as we shoot the legs into the air. We're going to press the feet into the ceiling as we flex the toes towards the face. We're going to point and flex. So take a few of these and a few rotations of the ankles in both directions. So we're opening up the hamstrings here as well. We're going to open the legs out wide, take a little rock from side to side. Use that breath. If there's space there, go with it. I'm going to slowly draw the legs together and cross and open out wide. And this time we're going to cross the other way, bring the legs together, and we're going to lower the right, hold and hover and lift. You can tap the abs as you lower the left as well. Hold and hover and lift. Open out wide, breathe in, bring it together. Take the right leg down and lift. Take the left leg down and lift. Open wide and together. Right leg down and left leg down. So we're just going to take a few more of these. So you open out wide, bring the legs together, take one leg raise at a time. Just work with your breath. And we're just going to take 2 more cycles. When you're ready, slowly draw the legs together, bring the knees into the chest, take a nice little rock and a little hug. Then take the hands on the kneecaps and take our big circles in the air. So we're just opening up the hips. You can take these circles as big or as small as you want. Just do what you need. Let's take a few in the opposite direction. So this should feel nice, should feel challenging, but it shouldn't hurt. Slowly come back together. And this time, we're going to bring the hands to the side of the head. And we're going to inhale as we lift the chest up slightly. And we're going to cycle the legs. So you can cycle them how you want. You can bring a leg out straight each time. Just keep going. And you can have a little check. You can tap the abs that they're engaging. Keep breathing. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold. And release. Just bring it in. And just slowly bring the feet to the mat. Going to stick with the abs for a little bit longer. We're going to work into the obliques now. So I want you to lift the chest off, take the arms to the side, and take it to the right as we tap the right heel with the right hand. Come back through center, over to the left. I want you to do 10 on each side. Work with the breath, nice and controlled. When you've done your 10, come back to center, Hold it here. Shoot the fingers away from the body for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. And slowly come back to the mat. And just take a few moments to rest, because you will feel it in the abs. Just breathe with it. Let's take the arms out wide. We're going to inhale as we lift the hips up. Just move them over to the right slightly as we twist over to the left. You can take the gaze wherever it's comfortable. Really feel that breath in that right side body all the way towards that shoulder. Take a couple more breaths in. And when you're ready, we're slowly going to lift up in the next inhale. And just take your time. You bring the arms out wide. Inhale as you lift the hips. Shift them over to the left slightly as we twist over to the right. So we're breathing into that left side body now, so it might feel different. So just take a couple more breaths. And when you're ready, then slowly come back to center. Bring the arms to the side. And I want you to straighten the legs. Bring the arms up overhead and have a nice big stretch. So just take your time. And when you're ready, slowly roll over onto your belly. So we're coming onto the mat. Bring the hands so they're roughly around the shoulders. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. And we're going to lift the chest off, coming into our up dog. So if there's any pinching or pain in the lower back, you can just come onto the forearms. Or you can spread the hands out a little bit wider. So feel free to adjust this pose. We're just stretching into the abs. A couple more breaths. And slowly release. And just bring that right cheek to rest on the mat. Bring the arms alongside the body. We're going to stick with the back for a few moments. Just working into those back muscles. So on the next inhale, I want you to lift the chest off, lift the arms off, and lift the legs off as well. Just start engaging those back muscles here. If you've got your arms behind you, you're probably working more into the lower back muscles. Just breathe in, breathe out. Lift that chest open and expand the heart so you're not pinching at the lower back to get that lift. Take one more inhale. Exhale to release. Just bring the left cheek down to the mat. We're going to do that exercise one more time, like that. And let's inhale and lift off again. So bring the arms behind you. Lift the feet and the legs up if that's available. Work into the back. Breathe in, Breathe out. One more inhale. Exhale to release. And just bring your cheek to the mat. And this time I want you to bring the hands out in front of you. So just slowly move the arms. Just reaching up with the shoulders. And we're going to inhale to lift. So you're kind of coming into your Superman pose. So remember here, we're not just bringing all the weight onto the pubic bone, pinching at the lower back. We are expanding and lifting. So really feel the shoulders, fingers with energy, and feel that sternum almost lifting with you. So space in the ribs. Let's breathe in for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. You're going to do that exercise one more time. So keep the hands in front of you. And lift off. Really feel that length in the body. So use that breath. And one more inhale. Exhale to release. And we're going to move into bow pose, which is a pose that we don't do very often. We're going to work towards it. What I want you to do, I want you to bend the knees, so you're bringing the feet in towards the buttocks. And I want you to inhale as you lift the chest, and slowly take the right hand to take hold of the right foot. Take the left hand to take hold of the left foot. So on the inside of the feet, or the outside of the feet really is where I'm looking at it. And as you inhale, start lifting the chest and the thighs off if that's available. But I don't want you to focus on pinching at the lower back. Avoid that. What I want you to do is breathe into the upper body and the ribs. Feel that space in the rib basket. Feel that sternum lifting up. Feel the heart opening. Let's take one more inhale. Exhale all the way up. Inhale. And exhale to release. Slowly bring the chest towards the mat and gently let go. We're just going to lie here for a few breaths because that is a strong pose. Just take a couple more breaths there. When you're ready, I want you to meet me in your tabletop position. So come into your all fours. So knees below the hips, wrists below the shoulders. And we're going to take our cat-cow breath. So as you inhale, tilt the pelvis towards the mat, draw the belly down, bring the shoulders in towards the spine and the gaze comes up. Exhale, reverse that motion. Take your time, work with the breath. And have a go at some of these on the fingertips. To notice that sort of different sensation in the body. I think someone's just joining us now. Let me just let them in. And also have a go at turning the hands the other way. So you've got the fingers pointing towards the body. So we're extending into the wrist. This is quite strong on the forearms, so be careful. You can take a few from side to side. Just take a couple more of these. and come back to your neutral spine. What I want you to do is bring the right leg out, the left leg out, and come into your plank pose. Check your alignment here. You want to be drawing the heels away from the body. Nice neutral in the shoulders. Hands nice and spread out. Engaging the core. If you're having trouble lifting the hips, just drop the knees. That's absolutely fine. Work with your body. When you bring the right leg out, bring it in. Left leg out, bring it in. And keep going with your own breath. Working into the triceps, breathing into the shoulders. We're going to do one more on each side. Come back to your plank pose. I'm going to drop the knees and slowly come into child's pose. And I want you to lift the chest off. Bring yourself forward. Keep the knees on the mat. And just come all the way forward. Take the feet off. Point the toes. And just take the shoulders a little bit beyond the wrists. And inhale as you come all the way back into your child's pose. And let's lift up again. Lift the feet off. Point the toes. Take the chest forward. And come back. So just flow through a few more of these. Just working with the breath. We're just exploring different movements. As you bring the chest forward, remember to keep the triceps nice and strong. We're going to take 2 more of these cycles. And I want you to meet me in your child's pose. And in your child's pose, I want you to take the hands behind you. So you just rest in the wrists for a few moments. So just take a couple more breaths here. And I want you to meet me in plank pose. And what I want you to do is bring the right forearm and turn it so that it's parallel to the short edge of the mat. And you're kind of coming into a side plank, but on the forearm. Bring that left arm up in the air. Now you can stay here or you can sweep that left arm under and lift. Under and lift. Slowly working with the breath. Let's just take 2 more. And when you finish, slowly drop the right hip to the mat. And bring yourself safely back into your child's pose. So we're going to take a few breaths here before we do the other side. So when you're ready, bring yourself back into that position on the other side. So this time it's the left forearm that comes down onto the mat. And we're coming into a side plank, lifting the left hips, right arm comes up, and let's sweep it under. So it might be different on one side. And we're going to take 2 more. And slowly bring that right hand down, drop the knees, and just come into a seated position. So we're sitting on the feet. You can sit on the heels or you can untap the toes, whatever suits you. We're going to take a few shoulder rolls. Take a few in the opposite direction. This time, I want you to inhale as you lift the bum, lift the arms up. Take the gaze up. Really feel that lift in the shoulders. Exhale, release the bum, release the arms. And take the arms behind. Let's inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Keep going with your own breath. You can take the gaze up, you can work into the neck, it's entirely up to you. But let's just take two more. And then lift up, take off the right hand with the left, take off the right wrist, sorry, with the left hand, and just stretch it over to the left. So breathe into that right side body. Really feel that deep breath. Now we're going to inhale to come up, switch it over and stretch it over to the right. So breathe into that left side body. Nice big breath. And come all the way up. Shoot the fingers up to the sky, keep it nice and active, and release. Just take a few more shoulder rolls. What I want you to do next is take the hands onto the mat, fingers nice and spread, make sure the toes are tucked under. And we're going to inhale as we lift all the way up into our downward facing dog. So take a few moments to find your dog. You can pedal the feet, bend the knees. And remember, I want you to breathe into the back, so we're not just sinking the chest down, which is what you find a lot of yogis do actually. Because for some reason people think that if you look more flexible, that's better. But really, you want to be strong and stable. That's more important. Really feel that neutral pelvis. I want you to breathe into those costo-vertebral joints, so where the ribs join the spine. So feel the strength there as well. I want you to inhale as you lift the heels, exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. One more time. Inhale, hold it here. And release. And let's take 3 lion's breaths here. Just bring your awareness into which parts of the body you're working. Just noticing if there's any pain. Do you need to make an adjustment? So, for example, if your lower back is hurting, if your hamstrings are hurting, maybe bend the knees a little bit. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's take one more inhale. Exhale, gaze between the hands, and let's slowly walk the feet towards the hands. So you're coming to the top of the mat, and I want us to hang out here in our ragdoll for a few moments. So just swing it out. You can just release the arms, just sway. Shake the head, nod the head. And just come to wherever the hands meet, and I want you to inhale as you lift the chest, straighten the arms. Exhale to fold. Inhale, exhale. And again, just put your hands where it works for you. Just come to stillness. Feel that back just relaxing. It's like gravity do the work. When you're ready, slowly start coming up with the inhale. Keep that bend in the knees, lead with the chest. Going all the way up. Take the arms up overhead. Come onto the tips over if you want. Nice big stretch. I want you to hold it here. And release. And slowly make your way into your Tadasana. We've got about 15 minutes to go. I know we started a bit late while we were waiting for people. So just find your Tadasana. So just have a look at your feet. Let's break it down. You keep them a little bit further apart. Lift the toes up, spread them out as you bring them back to the mat. And I want you to have a little bit more weight towards the heels. Shoulders away from the ears, arms by the side. Pelvis, just keep it nice and neutral. Keep the energy there, flowing through the fingers. Pull the crown of the head up towards the sky. Soft face, soft eyes. You can keep your eyes closed for the first sun salutation. It's entirely up to you. We're going to inhale to rise. Exhale, fold forward from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale as you step back into your plank pose. We're going to hold plank a little bit longer. Just check your alignment. Check what you're doing with your body here. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale as you open the heart. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just breathe with it. So I want you to have the hands pressing into the mat as we're extending into the wrists. Draw the shoulders away from each other so there's space in the upper body. So you want to externally rotate the upper arms. Breathe into the ribs. Breathe into the back. So one more inhale. Exhale as you gaze between the hands and you step or walk feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to go. Inhale to rise. Gaze up. Exhale to release. Take a few breaths in. And we're going to work into a sequence slightly different to what we've done before. Just bear with me. Don't worry if you get it wrong. We'll go through it slowly to start. We're going to inhale to rise. Exhale, fold forward from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's step back into plank. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, lower down through your chaturanga. Open the heart. Downward facing dog. And then from here, I want you to inhale that right leg in the air. Keep the pelvis neutral, so we're not opening out that right hip. Bend the right knee and straighten. Bend and straighten. And I want you to drop the right leg. And this time I want you to swing it out to the right. Again, breathing into that pelvis, keeping it nice and strong. And bring it back. So we're back in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift that right leg. Bend the knee, bring it to the right elbow. Inhale to lift. Bring it to the chest. Inhale to lift. And this time we're going to bring the right knee over to the left elbow. We're going to release that left hand off the mat, straighten that right leg. And I want you to bring that right foot, tap the left knee. Straighten and tap, straighten and tap, and straighten. Exhale as we drop the right foot, drop the left hand. So you're in a weird kind of funky dog shape. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, I want you to start bending that right knee and bringing yourself into pigeon pose on the right side. So you should all have the right knee bent. Flex that right foot. Coming into pigeon pose. Just breathe into it. So remember, if you've got any fits lifting, which I do. You might want to put a cushion under the right hip. You might want to put something under the left hip. It's entirely up to you, but you want to be safe in these poses. So if you're hanging, be careful. Let's bring the chest down if that's available. Just relax in our pigeon pose for a few moments. We're going to inhale as we come up, bring the flat hands onto the mat. And I want you to tuck the left toes under and start lifting off. Bend the elbows as we shoot that right leg in the air, so three-legged dog. You can stack the right hip above the left. You can drop the right foot coming into wild. These are options. Now we're going to meet back in three-legged dog. If you want, you can flow through a three-legged vinyasa. It's your choice. Otherwise, we're all going to meet in downward facing dog. Let's take 3 lion's breaths here. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale, gaze between the hands, step or walk, feet to hands. You're going to inhale, halfway lift, exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale to release. So take a few moments here. So we're nearly there. We're just going to work through the other side. So you have a bit of an idea what we're doing. So find your Tadasana. Make any little adjustments that you need to. We're going to inhale to rise. Exhale, fold forward from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's step back into plank pose. Hold it here. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows. Work the triceps as we open the heart. Coming into downward facing dog. And from here, let's lift that left leg in the air. Keep a neutral pelvis. Bend the knee, straighten. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten and release. And let's take that left leg out to the left. We're going to lift that left leg again. Bend the knee, bring it to the left elbow and lift. Bring it to the nose and lift. Bend the knee and bring it over to the right. We're going to lift that right hand off the mat, straighten that left leg. And we're going to bend the knee, left heel to right knee, straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten. And this time we're going to slowly drop the right hand to the mat, drop the left foot, so you're in a weird, funky dog. And I want you to slowly start sliding that leg down until you come into pigeon pose on the left side. So it might feel quite different. Let's try to keep that left foot engaged so we're not collapsing into that left knee. So yeah, I'm very different on this side because that left hip is a little bit tighter than the right. And you can walk the hands forward, come into a reclined, relaxed pigeon. So I'm just checking the time. We've got about 5 minutes. When you're ready, just slowly start walking the hands back. Bring yourself onto your flat hands. I want you to tuck the right toes under, slowly bend the elbows as we shoot that left leg back into three-legged dog. You've got the option of stacking a left hip over right, and you've got the option of coming into wild thing. Your choice. And we're going to meet back in three-legged dog. You can drop the leg or come forward, three-legged plank. Work through the three-legged vinyasa. And we're going to meet in down dog. And I want us to take 3 lined breaths here. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale, gaze between the hands, and let's walk or step feet to hands. Inhale, halfway in. Exhale, fold. Inhale to round. Exhale to release. Take a few shoulder rolls. We're going to just do 1 or 2 more things before we slowly come to the mat. So we've got about 4 or 5 minutes to go. So let's bring the hands to the waist. Just take that left leg out wide. So we're coming into goddess pose. Take the toes away from the midline. Sink into the hips a little bit. Just press the knees a little bit back. Bring the arms either side. And we're going to pulse here. Working into the thigh muscles as well. Nice length through the upper body. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And I want you to slowly start bending deeper into that right knee as you come all the way down for your side lunge. You take the arms out in front and bring the hands to heart center and touch them on the ground. Let's come all the way back up into goddess pose. Let's sink deeper into that left knee. Clicking is optional. You can bring the hands on the mat, just do what's right for you. And lift onto that right heel. Let's come all the way up. And lift. Hands to waist. And let's bring ourselves back to the top of the mat. And let's just shake it all out. Bring the feet mat distance apart, hands to heart center. And slowly sink down into your yogi squat. When you're ready, bring yourself onto the mat. And we're going to slowly come into our final Shavasana. So as you lower down, remember the way we've done it now. Bring the forearms down, breathe into the upper body. Feel that space, and then come down. You release the legs. Remember to see that space in the armpits as well. It feels quite nice. Just bring the arms up. I'm going to be here for about a minute or so. When you're ready, just going to start deepening the breath. We're going to slowly start to wriggle the fingers and the toes. Start rotating the ankles and the wrists. Just give yourself a nice big stretch. And let's bring the knees in. Give yourself a nice little hug. And in your own time, I want you to roll over and come into your comfortable cross-legged position. You can keep your eyes closed and the face soft. And we're going to end today's practice with our 3 clearing breaths. Slowly bringing the thumbs up to the third eye. Just thanking yourselves for a great, strong practice. And I want to thank you for working with me on new sequences and new flows. The inner light in me will always honour the inner light in you. Thank you so much for today's practice. Thanks very much, everyone.
Thanks, Shabs.
No worries. We should be back on Thursday, yeah? So
Yep.
just join in as usual. Brilliant. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take care.
Bye. Bye. Bye.